Welcome to my class, History of Visual Communication Design. Hello to online students. Hello to you in presence. So I am the professor, Raissa Dufizzi. I am a PhD in design, in visual communication design and history of design. Now I am teaching here history of visual communication design and history of design in the bachelor degree. So, as you know, this class is a module of the book Design and Typography Studio, divided into two modules, History of Visual Communication Design, 3 CFU, and Book Design and Typography, 6 CFU, held by Professor Capo. Today is the first class, and we are in total 9 CFU. Okay, so 6 plus 3, okay? In total between the two modules. So this module, History of Visual Communication Design, has 10 hours of frontal class and 20 hours of laboratory class. So the lessons will be 12 more or less in total from today to the last one in January. Okay, so here you can see the calendar with all the days of class. Any changes will be communicated. For the exams, here you can see the 3 regular sessions between the last week of January to February. The exact days for exams will arrange in a second moment, but you can see it now in InfoStud, okay, in InfoStud platform. Okay. So how is structured the class? The first part, as I told you before, is a frontal class where we will see the most important projects, authors, graphic designers, styles, tendencies, and so on, of the history of visual communication design between the late 19th centuries and the 20th centuries. The second part is a laboratory class, so it will be organized with different exercises and analysis and readings and so on. There's a necessary tool for the activities. You have to bring your PC or laptop during the class. Okay, this is a must. The textbook of the class is Graphic Design by Richard Dollis. So you can find different editions of this book, but all the ones are good for the study. Okay, the previous one and the last one is the same. Okay. Here you can see a no obligatory references, okay, no obligatory bibliography for anyone who wants to investigate the subjects in more detail with other books, okay, but it's not mandatory. You don't worry, I will share with you this presentation, okay, on Google Class, so you don't miss anything. Organization notes. The lessons will be on Friday from 3:15 more or less in PM to 5:30 PM in B7 here in Borghese. The physical presence is mandatory, okay, but there is a Google Meet for the students who are waiting for their visa, as you can see online. So you can do only 3 absences, more or less in total, to attend the exam, the final exam, okay? I will take always your presence during the class, online, and in presence, of course, with a scene on the paper, okay? So this is the Google Meet link, of course. And yes, go back to the previous one. This one code, the last picture. Okay, so I can zoom on it if you request. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay. So yesterday I have sent an email with the Google Class code to enter inside the Google Class platform. For the future, I will write all the communications about the module and the class on Google Class. I will share the material for the activities inside Google Class. Okay, please sign up everyone. There is also a form to compile in Google Class with your name, surname, matricola, and email. Okay, academic email, please. So okay, so the evaluation for Book Design and Typography Studio will be given with a single mark, final mark, by making the weight average between the two models, History of Visual Communication Design and Book Design and Typography, considering the difference of CFU between each model, okay, as you can see here. So I remember the module History of Visual Communication Design has only 3 CFU, okay? So the evaluation of the module History of Visual Communication Design consists in delivery all the laboratory activities, max 5 points. Each student has to develop a research about history of visual communication design, graphic design. The subject of the research project will be as seen during the next classes. Okay, so the delivery and the presentation will be in January before the exam in the last class, during the last class. And there is a final oral exam to discuss about the individual research, the main contents present during the classes, and the knowledge of the book text, okay, from 0 to 20 points. Okay. So for all the questions, I will give you my email on Google Class, Raissa.Uffizi, and this is the same for the whole professor. So let's start with a small frontal class. Okay, for today it's very short, and then we have the first exercise. Okay, to do in class. Okay, for the one who have the laptop with you. Okay. Okay. So. Now, after the organization stuff, we can. Sorry, but there is a problem. So sorry, give me a second. The wrong one. Yeah, if you can do the question after, okay? Let me.
So about the exam, your Erasmus.
Yes, but we can discuss at the final of the class, okay? Fine. Mm. Okay. Okay. Okay, can you see the presentation at home? Yes or not?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. So this is my mail for any questions. Okay, please write me an email. Okay. So now we can start talking about graphic design and the history of graphic design. So according to this word, visual communication in its widest sense has a long history. Graphics can be as scenes, but together graphic marks formed images. Graphic design is the business of making or choosing marks and arranging them on a surface to convey an idea. Okay, so according to this word, sorry, this is the quotation. According with these words written by Richard Dawes, a British writer, a scene is not a picture. Okay, so graphic images are more than a descriptive illustrations of things seen. There are scenes when context or position gives them a unique meaning, okay? So the primary role of graphic design is to identify, to say what something is or where it came from, such as logos, such as labels, such as packagings, or so on. The second function is to inform and instruct, for example, the maps, okay? The third role is to present and promote like posters and advertisings. So with all these graphic materials, we are surprised by graphic artifacts, okay? Therefore, graphic design is now part of the culture and economy of the industrialized countries because we live in an age full of images, okay? So here we can see the main program contents with some representative covers that are only as suggestions, of course, from the late 19th centuries and the 20th centuries, as I told you before. So sorry, can you close the window, please? Okay, so the course begins by exploring the origins of graphic design, analyzing the graphic in this very large time frame. Okay, so the first topic is the beginnings of design in Europe. Okay. In England, during the Victorian age, William Morris and the arts and craft movements are interested in book production. So they start the Caldecott Press in 1891 and produce many books with special designs. This became popular in Europe, around 50 titles more or less with woodcut decorations, custom typeface and floral style decorations. Here we see some example. An example decoration is very impressive. There are a lot of natural elements linked with the art and craft movement. The revival of the medieval style, and all the elements are very, very decorative. This is another example. And in the meantime, Vienna is a place where people from different professions meet and discuss new ideas, mixing old and new styles. So they have cafes with readings materials. One cafe, Caffè Piccola, has a list of journals, and the Studio is a journal, is the second on the list. This magazine introduced drawings by Audrey Beardsley and talks about important design movements. Here we can see some covers of the Studio by different authors, so very nice. And the artist Gustav Klimt is changing from old styles to the new approach, forming the Secession group. Their posters combine influences from Japan, Beardsley, and Walter Crane's ideas. There was Versaglon, is another official magazine of the Vienna Secession, founded by Gustav Klimt, published from 1898 to 1903. During this period, there also Otto Wagner, a famous architect, joins the Secession group and uses interesting lettering in his drawings. Here we can see and observe the telegraph room on the newspaper Die Zeit, projected by Wagner with his beautiful typography, very modern, and it was in Vienna, sorry. Then we have the Wiener Werkstatt, like a laboratory of projects and ideas, founded in 1903, that want to make a design a part of everyday life. They used a square pattern in their designs. Die Fläche is a Viennese graphic arts periodical published into 2 volumes, featuring the work of artists associated with the Wiener Werkstatt. So here you can see some different pages of Die Fläche, very colorful and various. The magazine promoted the ideals of the Vienna Secession, emphasizing clean lines, abstract forms, and the flattening of images into the surface. The designs were often geometric. It was an early example of a magazine where typography and the layout became an integral part of the overall design, helping bridge the gap between the fine arts and applied graphic design. In Germany, Peter Behrens provides to shape products through design with IG at Carbion factories. In fact, Behrens projects for IG the logo, the posters, and the catalogs. Also, is very important another marketing project by Van der Welt, the Tropon, that was a food product. Here we can see a poster where the human figure is absent, so replaced by an abstract drawing created with the floral graphic scene typical of the time. In the end, I show you a style called Platac style. The common characteristics of this style are bold eyes, catching lettering with flat colors, the simplicity of shapes and objects, and the composition focuses on a central object. Here we can see two advertisings, one on the left by Holwain for the China cotton importation, and one on the right for Adler. Here also there are others for Manoli, Riquetta, and Marco Polo, all products of the period. So we have seen different types of graphic products such as letterings, posters, magazines, logos, book from England, Austria, Germany, that match with the beginnings of the graphic design in Europe. So we will go on with other topics next week. This is only a small presentation for the beginning of the history of visual communication design, but I will give you an exercise, okay? So the first exercise is about the covers of the magazine Die Flash, okay? So we have to go to this link online. I have to upload it in a few minutes, okay? Now there isn't, but you have to go to this link. You have to choose one image by yourself, okay? The work is individual, okay? Save it, the image on your PC, and go to the Google Classroom of History of Visual Communication Design, okay? With the code, the previous code, okay? Inside the folder called one exercitation, Die Flash, you can find a Word format to make the analysis, and you have to download it, okay? It's a Word format. Okay, so at the end of the work, you have to upload your exercise, okay, in PDF format on the specific section on Classroom for the assignment called Die Flash. Okay, so the exercise is very simple. Okay, you have to describe the images selected about your example in your personal opinion, in the composition, colors, typography. It is an exercise in a certain way of visual description, okay? So you have only to see and write what you see in the cover, okay? Only personal impression. If you have any problems, please send me an email, okay, online. And if you have some problems here, you can go here, okay, on the desk. So give me 2 minutes to upload the material and you can start. When you are finished, you can upload the material online and you can go home. Okay, so if you have any problems with the absence of laptop or PC, you can upload the exercise until Sunday of this week, okay? If you haven't your laptop with you, okay? If you have it, you can do the exercise here, okay? And you can upload the materials at the end of the class and see you next week, okay? Okay, give me a minute. Please let me check the exercise. Okay, the material is now online. I will share with you again the code of Google Class. Okay, so I will share with you the paper in presence for your scene. So please insert your names, email address. Okay, if you are Erasmus, please insert near your name Erasmus. Okay. Okay, if you have any questions, please come here and we'll discuss about it. First one. Your name is Elizabeth. Are you on Google Class?
What?
Are you on Google Class now? Yes, you are.
Yes. I wanted
Okay.
to ask you if you can do it with my phone.
1 second. So your name is. Where are you?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, this one. Okay. Let me see your name because you are Erasmus.
No,
No, you
I'm
are.
not Erasmus.
Okay. 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 Niente. Okay. What's the question?
Can I do it with my phone?
Yes, of course. You can. We can do it with your phone. Okay. If you are.
Thank
It's not so easy, but okay. Welcome.
I was just wondering because on the top part of this slide is written that the class is going to finish at 5:30.
Yes.
Yes,
More or less 5, 5:30. It depends. If you upload your exercise before, okay, and finished it before, you can go home.
Okay, it's just because we have not today because the professor is in Korea, but normally we are going to have another class that
What
starts
time?
at 5.
Okay, so
Is this one?
but are you
Principals
Yes, but
and-
are you Erasmus?
No, I mean the normal student
Normal
of the
student.
master's.
Okay,
yes.
what's the next class?
The name is Principles and Practice of Performing Arts.
Okay, and it's at 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finished at 5.
Okay.
Yes.
The name of the professor is Fabio Massi.
Fabio
Maybe
Massimo.
if
Okay,
you
I
speak
can.
to him if you want.
Yes,
Okay,
I.
thank you.
You're welcome. Performing arts. Yes.